Hello, Zombie Freak 21 here, and I want to talk about hit radio. Now, growing up as a kid, I used to always rely on the radio because I always ride in the back seat where my mom. I always listened to there's this station that used to be called Magic 105, and which is of course there's these two DJs who pretty much make me laugh because they always used to do these parodies of mostly impersonating Mickey Mouse. And I actually own the CD of some of their of the recordings of the shows from the 90s. I don't know what happened to it because a lot of stuff came up missing when from constantly moving around a lot. But let me get to the point, because back then the radio was pretty much soothing for me because the DJs, they used to play the songs whatever they want, what they like. It's just pretty much realistic because, and you can also relate to them because you actually also like that music as well. It was just some good times because it's just one of them days because of, again, this was the nights where everything was cool and relaxing and you get to enjoy yourself as a kid, just like I did, because the nights was pretty much smooth for me. But of course, all of that changed around, you can say around the 2000s. But I didn't notice this because when I lived in Arizona, I kind of didn't really notice the hit radio started declining because I was busy listening to this one radio station. I don't remember what it is because it was too long ago, but they used to play a lot of old school songs. But when I moved back to Missouri, I kind of noticed the tone in the radio stations. Because the DJs are starting to become fake. They're not, you could tell they kind of don't have no personality. But beside the point, let me go into the music. Because we already know that music started to suck. Everything started to suck after the Euro 4. But they started playing, the DJs started getting kind of ignorant, and not to mention they don't seem like they're acting like to be themselves. I could tell you this whole thing they have on the rail is pretty much scripted. And let's get into the music, because I already said that music started going downhill probably after around the Euro 4, if I'm not mistaken. But that's beside the point. What I'm talking about is that the radio, for me, pretty much started dying when they started playing the same music over and over again. Like, for example, Rihanna's and Neo's song, Hate That I Love You. They'll play the same song, let's say up to 15, 20 times a day. That's right, almost every 30 minutes to every hour, they play the same songs. And it's just pretty much uncreative. You can't really enjoy listening to the radio if they keep playing the same songs over and over again. And it's usually a whole bunch of shit that I don't like. And I was really not upset when probably around the year 08 or 09 where they got rid of that station, which used to be 100.3 The Beat. Because let's face it, I hated DJ Chaos. If you don't know who he is, you probably know as the dumbass that got himself fired for tipping people off how to basically how to pass the law by because they were posting this one cop, I don't remember his name, but he was the one who was gunned down when he was chasing somebody. But as I said, I don't miss that station because, let's face it, the DJs were a bunch of dicks anyway. But there's this station I used to listen to called C1 7.7. But I've given up on that because they pretty much started, it was only a matter of time they started following all the other stations where they constantly play the same songs over and over again. And let's not forget, it's also pointless for you to request a song, because either they won't play it or they even never heard the artist. And if they do play, they'll only play it once. Then they're gonna bash on and say how much the song sucks, because they got so used to being consumed by all the other shit they're you could say being forced to play over and over again. But let's face it, it's all about the profit now. Just like it is with the music industry. So you can say that the radio is pretty much no longer my source of listening to music. Well, actually it kind of is, but I'll listen to it on the radio stations, because now there's this internet sites that I listen to, such as Pandora Radio. And Pandora Radio has pretty much helped me, because it pretty much helped me discover new artists and pretty much helped me listen to all the bunch of songs I want without having to wait for the DJs to actually play something I actually like. But of course, the decline of the radio, many people blame this on the internet, but actually it's really not the internet's fault. It's really, you could say it's really, you can really sort of blame this on the corporations, because really the DJs could have an option of the songs they want to play. But I guess they would lose money if they did it that way. So you could say they're forced into it. But still, you could say the radio is pretty much the internet radio is pretty much the new thing now, because that's how I'm able to make up all my playlists to add on my iPod Classic, which pretty much holds over 40,000 songs, since it is over 160 gigabytes. And so far I have over 1,300 songs on there, and counting. So you could say that's why I pretty much given up on the radio, because it's pretty much uncreative. The DJs now are considered as fake, because they pretty much have no taste in music. Unless, truth be told, behind the scenes, they probably really don't like the songs, but they have to play it, otherwise they'll probably get fired. But that's kind of what I have to say about this. I'm Zombie Freak 21. I'll see you next time.